Thanks for this, Vassy. Yeah, we're joined by Alexandra Mendes. She's an MP from Quebec, one of the many MPs that's gathered here. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you have said that you spoke to a number of constituents during the summer, and they were talking about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's leadership. Tell me what you've been hearing.
Mostly that people think he should go. That's bottom line the message that I heard throughout the summer, and really a considerable number of people. It wasn't just meetings at the writing office of 1, 2, 3 people. It was a considerable number of people that reached out and told me that. At Canada Day, it was very, very generalized. And then in August in St. Lambert, it was again, I had 3 days of a booth in a street festival, and that's all I heard.
The overwhelming message.
Overwhelming message. And when you ask people, when I took the time to ask them, okay, why do you feel that? Don't you feel that the government has been working for you and actually providing policy and instruments, if you wish, for Canada to be an even better country than it is already? And many people agree with it. I have a very reasonably prosperous constituency. I'm not faced very often with cost of living issues, but just to give you an example of climate action. So my constituents are very, very concerned about climate action, and they believe that we speak a very beautiful speech, but we're not active enough. We haven't gone far enough in climate action, and that we should be much more proactive. It's really all about the leadership, but without pinpointing a specific reason of saying, he did this or he did that we didn't like. It's more the general feeling about maybe leader fatigue. I don't know.
Right.
I honestly can't say what it is.
What about you? What do you feel about the Prime Minister and whether or not he should continue as leader?
I believe he is the right leader for the party. He has an incredible job in transforming this party and making us a very grassroots, if you want, oriented party, which is why I'm confident about talking about my constituents, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be their voice.
Understood, but now you understand the conversation that's been started, or that continues really, is that you are saying you believe that he should be the leader, but by speaking out, you are possibly causing a bit of more conversation here at caucus.
But I'm pretty sure that the leader is not oblivious to that. I'm sure the Prime Minister has heard the same things that I'm saying right now. This is not news. It has been, I'd say, increasing, if you want, for the past year. The polls are saying it. It's been pretty generalized. I'm not saying anything new. This is not a scoop. This is.
So what should he do then? What do you think Prime Minister Justin Trudeau should do in terms of his leadership?
I'm very anxious to see what conversations we're going to have during caucus. It's something that I'm hoping these 3 days will allow us to have those serious conversations and get back to a positive and very proactive message to Canadians that Prime Minister Trudeau is the person that we need there.
And you think that will happen at the end of this, that you will emerge united out of this?
I'm certainly hoping so.
Are you concerned that by starting this conversation and by speaking out loud, because nobody can fault you for speaking out loud, but by having these conversations out loud, are you concerned that may not be contributing to a unified force coming out of this caucus?
Well, I believe in democracy, really and truly. And I believe that if my constituents are telling me this message, I shouldn't be hiding it either. I'm not contributing to disunifying the party. I'm not pushing anything, and I'm not hoping for anything that disunites us in any way to happen. I'm just hoping that this message is heard because it is a message I received, and that we try to do whatever we can to counter it and to
When we talk about leadership and the fact that Mark Carney has been named as this special advisor to the Liberal Party, I mean, one looks at it and says, well, is this the first step to installing him as leader? How do you see Mark Carney's entry into the Liberal Party?
Well, it's not news. He has been an invited guest at conventions. He has spoken to Liberals for a number of months, if not years now. And I think it's a very good idea to have a person of Mr. Carney's caliber around the Prime Minister's office. with a fresh and different economic perspective, perhaps.
What
to
about
put
his
it that way.
caliber inside the Prime Minister's office as the leader?
Well, I'm not going there. I am not going there. I'm not debating that at all. That I don't think that we're there.
What do you want to see come out of this caucus retreat, given where we have seen the party, now how the NDP has said they're no longer in the agreement, and now that you are embarking on a part of the parliamentary session where you are closer to an election than you have been previously? What do you want to emerge from here?
I would like us to, well, and maybe that is no, maybe no, that is definitely wishful thinking because I don't think we can get there again. But the message of hope that we had inspired in Canadians in 2015 and what really brought us up to form government was extremely positive and forward-looking. It was very much, let's look to the future. I think what this government has accomplished could bring us there, could bring us to this forward, okay, if you look very, very strictly at the alternative, what is the alternative and where will that take you? Whereas we will continue to push forward and try to bring Canadians upwards. And I hope that's what we get out of this.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for taking
Thank
the time
you.
today. I appreciate it.
Thank
Alexandra Mendes, she's an MP for Quebec, just south of Montreal. She's one of the many MPs, Vassy, of course, that are going to have these serious discussions after hearing from her constituents all summer and taking those discussions to the Prime Minister when they have their national caucus tomorrow, Vassy.